Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris, also known as Vuhdo, and today I'm bringing you a little commentary, kind of explanation, and it's gonna be shown or voice overed by a game, Cargo Search and Destroy. The two kits that we were playing were actually decent. They have trophies. One's 2K, and the other one didn't have a GB rank, and I'm just gonna assume that he remade his account. But basically, there was a little bit of confusion that I got from some people. They were talking about that they might want to know what kind of rules there are if they don't exactly play competitive, or they don't really play I don't know, like, yeah, they don't play competitive, they don't play hardpoint, they don't play MLG. So basically, I just wanted to kind of go over what the positions were and kind of do like a brief explanation. It is a search and destroy game, and it does go pretty quickly, and I know that this probably isn't the best gameplay to put it over with because you can't really call anything out and kind of show it, but hopefully I'll get another game and maybe go more in depth with it. But basically, I'm just trying to give a quick little overview with it. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to do the probably most played position, maybe most recognized position, and that is OBJ. And what that is that's objective play. That's what the OB and J stand for, objective. And basically what you want to do with that is, if you're playing hardpoint, you're the one that want to be the first person to rotate. Sometimes the last if you're the one holding the spawn, because the anchor, I'll get to that later. The anchor is going to be the first one. I'll explain what an anchor is. But the OBJ is the person that's going to be inside of the objective. They will be planting the bombs, they will be capturing the flags, pulling the flags, running the flags. They'll be the first person inside the hard point, getting the hard point points, holding the hard point down, getting those close range kills. And they're usually going to be running a submachine gun like an MSMC, a Scorpion, a PDW. And occasionally you'll see them be when they're running like an AN-94 or a fast-paced submachine or a fast-paced assault rifle like the Type 25. That is another one that is commonly used. But another one that people, or the next submachine gun slash assault rifle one is support. And a lot of people don't really recognize support. Most teams usually run two OBJs, a Slayer, and an anchor. But like another role that's not as recognized but is definitely a vital role, and you might not know if you're playing this, but it's the support or the secondary OBJ. And basically what that is as the support, depending on the game mode you play and depending on how the game is working in your favor, depends on what gun you're going to use and how you're going to play. So support can either play objective, which is what I just explained, where you're going into the hard points, controlling the hard points, taking over the hard points, capturing the flag, pulling the flag, setting up spawn sides, and kind of being the person that's back on defense. And there is the then you could also be a Slayer, where you use an assault rifle and you kind of control the kills. You keep them spawning, you don't let them push. And that gets me into my next thing, a Slayer. So I probably should have explained this first, but a Slayer, what a Slayer is, a Slayer generally uses an assault rifle depending on the map, but generally, most commonly, you'll see them using an assault rifle, and they generally like using an AN-94, an M8, or an FAL, depending on how they are working around, how their trigger finger is with an FAL, but the most common one would probably be an M8. I personally like using an FAL if I'm gonna slay. I have a good trigger finger with good accuracy, so it works out in my favor. But most of the time, the M8 or the AN-94 is the best bet. They're probably the most consistent guns. The only thing is you need to have accuracy when you're using them. But other than that, the next one would probably, or you could also use, depending on the game modes, you could also use a submachine gun, like the PDW, which is a moderately long-range gun. You could use a PDW that has good killing power, a Scorpion that has good killing power, or not a Scorpion, a MSMC. You kind of want to use guns that'll get you kills and get you kills fast, and not have a problem. Like the Scorpion runs out of ammo too much. It's too much of a close range gun. With the PDW is probably your best bet. It's probably the most long range submachine gun, or the MP7. But basically, what you're going to be doing is, as a Slayer, what you do is you kind of control spawns to the point where you kind of you don't let the other team push up. You don't let the other team stay back too far, and you wanna prevent them from getting on your flank. You want to prevent them from gaining score streaks, and that's the main part of the objective player. Is you play kill wise. You're basically a kill whore, but you have to play kill whore like smart. You have to be a smart kill whore, I guess you could say. It's it's more of a strategic position. You don't just go out of your way to kill people, because then you can flip the spawns, which can ruin your team. But you want to stay close to holding spawns, close to the objective, and you want to be able to keep people, the other team, from really advancing and pushing and gaining map control. And now the last position is the anchor position, and the anchor position is real simple. Basically what the anchor position does is the anchor just sets up the spawns. It's really not much logic. If you're playing hard point, that's when you're going to have an anchor. You start from the hard point, and you're usually either the last or the first person to rotate, generally at about 20 seconds. You'll rotate, and that'll bring you, that'll give your team spawns for the next hard point, and it's just more of a setup. It's a strategic player. It's basically what your team, it's basically a glitched spawn point, but it's not really a glitch. It's implemented into the game, it's recognized into the game, and so the anchor, what they do is they control the spawns of the game. And an anchor is probably the most key part, or one of the more key parts. All the positions are very important when it comes to the game, but the anchor is really important. If you don't have an anchor, or a solid anchor, you're not really going to win any games, because the anchor is the main position. The anchor is the position that controls the spawns and lets you win. So that's basically just a brief overview. I don't have a lot of time. This team, we 5-2'd in the host end of the game because we caught him when he was rushing, but basically that's just a small little explanation of the positions. Hopefully it helps, but I'm gonna go more in depth in a different video, kind of show the roles or how they play, but basically that's it for now. Follow me on Twitter, and please subscribe, and I'll see you later.